Hey guys, it's Lucy, and I'm gonna do a part 2 to that anxiety and concerts video I did with my friend Trisha like a couple of months ago, because I got some questions from you guys that I wanted to answer, and hopefully this helps more than me just like sprouting off random facts. And I'm sorry if I don't like actually look at the camera, like I'm using my phone and like 7 books as a stack, and I just don't know where to look. And hopefully you guys actually hear me. I have my air conditioner going because I think if I didn't, I would die. It's really fucking hot. And I'm trying to do this fast because I promised my little cousins I'd take them out for lunch today. Yeah. It's 2:30. Good lunch. Alright, so the first question is, what helps you calm down when you're super anxious? Music is like number one. Music gives me something to focus on, especially if it's like if I'm going to a concert and it's like that band I'm going to see, that helps me like get excited and get like focused on that and not like what I'm anxious about. Or like reading. I always carry a book with me now, and apps on my phone. Like there's one app called 1010, and it's like you gotta stack all these like blocks and stuff and like clear them out, kind of like Tetris almost, and it's really addicting and relaxing. I would highly suggest that because it gives your mind something to focus on. Um, this person wants to know about going to a concert alone because there's so many people there and they're like, they think everyone's like staring at them and like thinking they're weird and whatever. I totally understand this. I go to concerts alone sometimes, not often anymore, but I've done it a few times, and I totally get that feeling. It's terrifying. I never really know how to handle that, but like I just kind of focus on my phone or like listen to music in between bands, and like I just kind of ignore everyone around me or try to make friends online. Some bands it's really easy, like 21 Pilots, it's really easy to make friends online. It is. I love meeting people in their line. Some bands it's not so easy, so you just kind of chill out, focus on, bring like a book or whatever, give yourself someone to focus on. What is the safest way for a minor to go to a concert? So I've been going to concerts since 10th or ninth grade. I went with 2 of my friends to Starkey. That was my first show. We got dropped off and picked up. The first show I went to where I didn't do that was in 11th grade. Okay. Like, I went with my friend Paige and, like, we decided to go that day. It was New Politics. They were opening for 21 Pilots, which I didn't know of 21 Pilots then. I just knew New Politics. So we went and we just hopped on the T, which is our like subway system. Got there, we ended up going to the wrong station and walking for like 15 minutes. We didn't know that yet. And then like after the show, we hung around with New Politics for like a half hour until like it was like we have to go. We're gonna miss the T, and like we got lost on the way home. Eventually, we found the T before it stopped running, but we got lost. Don't do that. Have a plan. If you have to go with one of your friends and you're going alone, have a plan. Or try to see if one of your parents can like drop you off and pick you guys up. Try anything. Just don't do what I did. Don't get lost in the middle of the night in the city. What advice would you give to people whose anxiety is preventing them from sleeping? I have not slept very well in a week. For like this exact reason. Like I'm starting school soon, so I've just been like freaking out, and I don't even know any tips. Like I just try to read or like do solitaire on my phone to try to like make myself fall asleep. It's really not helpful. I've been like falling asleep at like 5 a.m. I'm so tired. I would just like try to like get your mind sleepy, and hopefully that would do something. I don't know, Google it. I'm so sorry if you have any tips, give them to me because I'm lost. I'm so tired. For the video, how to walk to your car alone in a big city after a concert. Keys in your hands like Wolverine. Fucking do that shit. I've walked from the House of Blues to like a parking garage at the Prudential, which like people who don't know Boston, that's like a 15-minute walk at like 2 a.m. It's fucking scary as shit. You go through some like side alleys and shit. It's creepy as fuck. But yeah, have your keys, and like if you can be talking to someone on the phone, or like make sure like you text someone. It's like, I'm leaving here now, I will be at my car approximately this time, and have them be checking in, and have that like just always have someone that's like that you can like call if you see something suspicious, or that like knows where you are and what time you should be anywhere else. Just, yeah. And if you have pepper spray, bring pepper spray. Just, you know, never know. They're going to 21 Pilots, and they want to wait for the boys after the show, but they don't know if they come out after, and they don't want to annoy their friends. They usually do. I've met them twice that way. Both times I had to wait till like 2 or 3 in the morning. One was in New York in December. It was fucking cold. It was worth it. But it depends on the crowd. It depends on how well they're feeling. There's a lot of factors in play there. Like, I wouldn't get mad at them if they don't come out, because that's a lot. They're on tour. They're coming out for a lot of shows. There's gonna be nights where they're just tired or feeling sick. And I would say, like, just talk to your friends about it and just be like, set a time that, like, if they're not out by this time, you guys should leave at that time. Like, if they don't feel comfortable waiting for that long. Like, I did that with Joanna at 21 Pilots at the House of Blues. It was like, if they're not out by 2, we'll leave. They came out at like 1:30, I think. It was just Josh, though. That was like the plan. I was like, I'm not gonna make her stay for that long. This person can't stand in large crowds without feeling sick and nauseous, and they're not sure if it's due to nerves or just being in large groups. Probably just being in large groups makes you nervous. That happens to me a lot. I get really anxious about that. I hate being in large crowds. I can't handle it. But I'm always at the barricade at shows. It makes no sense. I would say if you want to be close in a show, go to like the side of the stage, or honestly just like stand at the back or stand at the sides if you don't care about being like super close. Or even like if the venue has like a balcony, try to do that. I've done that for a lot of shows recently. It's pretty good. Yeah, just listen to yourself. Don't let yourself get anxious. Don't make yourself stay in a large crowd if you don't feel comfortable. Just don't do that to yourself. It's not worth it. It's totally not worth it. Alright, this one. I'm not gonna try to pronounce your name. Literally, we've met in person, and I know I pronounce his name wrong every time. Even I suck at names. Like, I try so hard, and I try to get myself to say it, and I don't know why. It's like this block in my head. Like, I had a friend that it literally took me a year for me to figure out how to pronounce their name. I still feel so bad about that. I suck at names. I don't know why. But URL is Imagine Deckstasy. Oh, I have a good one. Seeing that you've been to / worked a lot of concerts, maybe you could talk about like different kinds of crowd dynamics that exist depending on the genre or specific band that's performing. Alright, like, you wouldn't think it, but teenagers are so much nicer than like the older crowds. If it's like an older crowd show, everyone hates themselves. Like, I worked an older crowd show last week, and I was in guest services instead of being an usher that night, and every single complaint was like, I can't see, there's people standing in front of me, and it's like, we can't make people sit down because it's a seated venue, but it's a concert, so they're totally within their rights to stand up. And like, we got so many complaints about that all night. That was the entire complaint. Most part, like, older shows tend to be like a little bit less fun to work because they don't really want to listen to you as much. We don't have EDM shows anymore because those end badly. Teenage shows usually are pretty fun. Like, I've worked Group Love, Rob Thomas, the Plain White T's, 21 Pilots are next month. Like, I should remember what shows I've worked, but I just don't, like, teenage shows and like that type of music tends to actually go really well. Like, it's usually sold out, and we don't tend to have that many problems, honestly. Like, old rock and stuff like that, there's a lot of problems. Like, we had one show where like 7 people like ran across the stage. They just like ran across the fucking stage. I was like, okay, fine, whatever, this is happening for some reason. We had like a video game concert the other week, and it was like the quietest thing ever. everyone just like casually sat in their seats. They only came out during intermission. They went back in. It was so quiet. There was no problems. It was great. This person's really terrified of going to the 21 Pilot show because they're like afraid of the crowds. This goes back to my earlier advice: go to the side of the stage. So far, I've learned that the side of the stage at most shows tends to be the safest place to go. Just go there. You'll probably have a better time in that crowd. This one's kind of the same thing. Do people like crawl all over you and stuff at a 21 Pilots concert? Like, there's gonna be crowd surfing, there's gonna be pushing, there's gonna be like a bunch of roughness. That's most concerts at this point. Honestly, I can't complain anymore. Like, I've gone to shows where it's like, let's start a fucking circle pit, because that's a good idea all the time. And shit, like, that stuff happens. Like, if you're not going to be able to handle that part of the crowd, you're probably better off just, like, standing to the side or stuff, or going to the side of the stage. Not all 21 Pilots concerts are like that. Like, the Boston crowd's actually really good. It was very minimal pushing. It was pretty chill. The New York crowd for 21 Pilots, no. Never, ever doing that again. Fuck that bullshit. It's not happening. Like, it all depends on the city and what those people are like, and like all of that. There's so many different factors that go into it, but your safest bet is always to go to the side of the stage. Always, because the middle of the crowd is the craziest crowd. Without a doubt, that's where all the stuff is going to be happening. And if you see like a security guard like moving to go in front of you and like searching above your head, there's probably a crowd surfer coming. Just be prepared for that. Alright, that's like all the questions I got, and hopefully that answers some things. Hopefully. I don't know, if you're gonna go wait for a concert like I do for 12 hours, bring lots of water, bring snacks. If you can, bring a buddy, but if you can't, bring like a portable charger for your phone, because it's gonna die and you're gonna hate yourself. But yeah, snacks, water, so much water. Freeze like 4 bottles of water before you go. I don't care, just freeze them overnight. It's gonna help so much. Alright, that's pretty much it. I can't think of anything else. Like, the things I tend to bring to concerts to help with my anxiety are like plastic bags, paper towels, water, snacks, Advil. Like, you never know what you're gonna need, so it's always best to be prepared, especially if you have anxiety. You never know. It's just so much easier to be prepared. Alright, hopefully that helps. Bye, guys!